I'm doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you. So, you've been dealing with Morgellons for 14 years, and you were tested positive for Lyme disease. So I cannot wait to see what your energy field looks like. As you know, I've done several sessions for another client with Morgellons, so I'm kind of curious to see what your energy field looks like in comparison. It's going to be a really interesting session. I'm going to read your goals out loud and get started here. For those watching, if any of you are interested in other sessions I've done on Morgellons disease, I will put links in the description. Okay. So you say, "Hi Abby, I saw your 2 videos on Morgellons and knew then I was destined to find you. I have had it for 14 years and it has been a nightmare. I tested positive for Lyme about 10 years ago. I didn't take antibiotics but did a couple natural treatments. Not sure where it stands today. I can't wait to work with you. You have amazing insight and have really had a profound effect on me." Thank you. I will say your energy field is incredibly open. And when I tap into it, just reading what you've shared here, I feel really bright in my heart, really free. I feel guided to the freedom of your energy field. I can't explain it really, but it feels comforting. It feels tranquil. Tranquil? Yes, tranquil. It's got like a teal vibe to it, sparkly. I know we're talking about the Nightmare of Morgellons, but my introduction is very inviting. Okay, gonna relax now and get started. Thank you again so much. I can't wait to see what comes up here to help you with this, okay? Thank you for sharing also with others. Okay. What can I do to help with your Morgellons disease? Lyme disease, if that's still present. Okay. All right, things are starting to get stiffer. And there's something, and it's not down the center, but I feel it on the left side, and it kind of comes down right here, just not even down the center of my eye. It's just kind of off to the side, comes down just right here, and then it kind of veers like where my chin is, and then comes downward down the center. Just an energy there. And I started to see you becoming very stiff, like a piece of wood that has 2 different grains to it. Like one is a darker brown and another is more of a yellowy brown. And I see you withdrawing inside yourself. I see it reminds me of The Sword and the Stone, the Disney movie, and Archimedes, the owl. He lived inside like a house made out of wood. And you appear to be in a piece of wood that has 2 different colors to it, and you're inside of it, okay? But you also are the stiff wood inside the wood. You are there as well. There's something very magical about your energy style. There's literally a magical presence to you. Again, I see tranquil, sparkling water that actually bubbles, and it's got like it's like a water that has the bubbles in it, and then if you put your face close, you'll feel like pops and little like spritzes of water on just like on your face very lightly. And so I see water that has this magical ability to just kind of has like little bubbles that pop, and it's just like mist just like right off the top of it. It's very nice. Something doesn't taste good. I suddenly have a big mouthful of this water and it's very nice, but when I drink it, the flavor of it is it's kind of like a wine in a way. It's like if you could combine whiskey and wine together and maybe some champagne to get the bubbly aspect. It's like a giant gulp of this, and it's really cringy when you swallow it down, and it starts to look brown. It's not crystal clear, tranquil, this beautiful kind of teal color. It's brown, muddy, not very tasty. It really bothers whatever this energy is here that's on the side of the face that kind of cuts down and then comes down. It's on the left side. I start to see multiple eyes that appear here on this side. I hear this left ear is really bothering me. There's no sound, but I feel the swelling on the inside that's also experienced like screaming. You, okay. I need to disconnect this. I need to remove this. I need to pull this out. There's more to it than that. I'm starting to feel a lot of anger building up. A lot of anger. Anger that becomes a storm, becomes lightning. And again, there's a magical element going on here. I feel like I've conjured lightning and rain and the fury of the storm. I feel like my body, my intentions, I have some sort of power over the weather, and I'm conjuring up the storm. And I want to because something's unresolved in my heart and it creates a sense of hatred. So I use the energy and I work with the manifestation of this weather condition. And I don't care who gets hurt. I don't care if trees break and snap in half, houses fall in, people die. I don't care. Because I need to unleash this from within myself. I need to vent. So I'm going to create a terrible storm, but it's happening. And I want to say there is an innocence to it, but I feel it's starting to lack innocence because it knows that the venting of this energy is a cause and effect, and it's not holding back. Even if it puts others in danger, whether others is actual people, animals, or plants, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we put others in danger because this has to come out of the heart, okay? I mean, you're a witchy woman in this scene. And there's tangible reality to this. There's real density. It's active and alive on a level that there's real reality to this. Your soul is familiar with this. So as you look at it with me, you're such a good listener. You're already calming down energy in your heart and in the front of your energy field, in the front of you. But this doesn't disconnect from you. I can't pull it out. It just doesn't, it's attached for some reason. So I'm going to allow this to be everything we've seen thus far. Set it over there. I'm going to just touch your skin, okay? There you go again. I'm telling you, you got something going on in your energy field that has an energetic flair to it. I mean, you're a crafty energy worker. You sense me, you're working with me. You're weaving energy fabrics with me here because I feel very relaxed. I feel very calm. I feel like you have energy magic. You're working with me, and I'm giving you some kind of boost to start discovering the power of yourself. And you're hungry to discover the power of yourself. You're hungry to tap into some familiar personas from other times and places that could manifest, like cause and effect. Emotions create the cause and effect of the storm, you know? I'm going back to the water that I really liked before I tasted it. Feel it's calming. And your energy becomes calming as well. Very quickly, you could very quickly become calming. I feel it in my emotional gut. It's very soothing. It's like a salve, you know, like aloe vera on the sunburn. The very calming power. I mean, you're calming me down. I'm here to help you. Why are you doing that? I like it. I'm going to stop you from doing that here. I say, what you're sharing with me is gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Why are you vibrating that beautiful energy towards me? You have to allow me to vibrate energy towards you. Is there a way that maybe you could take a time out? That way I can hear other things. That's why you're doing it. Because you're such an open book. And your open book is like a really great story. It's like the Lord of the Rings, you know, it's timeless. It's really easy to dive into again and again and again and never get bored of it. And you're a very open book, and there's a lot of fun stories, a lot of neat stories in your book that are, I feel, very magical. It's like we're all hungry for more magic, and you have a lot of memories with magic. And the reason why you don't want to tone it down is because, for one, I I don't know what it is, but something about me gives you some kind of freedom or safety or security to be yourself, and that empowers you to just let it all out. And you vibrate very loudly, and you're very felt. I mean, that is, you're an energy healer straight up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You can heal me, you could heal yourself, you could heal the earth, you could heal animals, you could probably conjure the weather if you wanted to. You have the know-how. Somewhere in your timeline you have the know-how. But when you calm it down and you bring it back inside yourself, you don't want to hear. You don't want to hear the other sounds that I need to hear in order to help you, because it makes you feel insecure, which is normal. That's why we ignore our problems. That's why maybe we take our problems out on other people and then we have to apologize later. We don't want to calm down and then simmer in our whirlpool of our problems, because then if we get out of our mind and we start to emotionally experience it, we're bawling our eyes out, wailing and crying like babies, you know? We don't want to feel that. We don't want to expose ourselves to the behavior. We just pretend it's not there, you know? Whatever the insecurity is about, it's really sensitive to your heart, very sensitive. Is it possible that this insecurity that you're so sensitive to is a stressor that is causing a response that now creates the Morgellons condition? Could it be Lyme disease still somewhere in there? There seems to be a correlation here. Looking at your energy field, this is part of the mystery, okay? It's exciting. Okay. I love the mystery. Okay. Still, you You don't want to put it back inside. It's like, I got to put the jack in the box back in the box. I got to put it back inside you. You got to put it back inside. You're like, don't make me do that. I don't want to put it back. I was enjoying letting it out. I was enjoying sharing it with you. I loved it. I loved it. But I got to help you. And so we'll make it timeless, okay? I'm going to enjoy your effervescence. That's effervescence. The little bubblies in the face. It's like an effervescence. Is that what that is? I like it. So I'll make it timeless, okay? I'm going to enjoy an infinite space where I can just receive your beautiful energy, okay? Waves of it, and make it timeless. That way, even though this is like a timeout in this space, there's still the waves of what you want to share, that I can experience that, okay? So we can do them both at the same time. Okay. So yeah, you say, okay. This isn't easy, but I'm tucking, it's like I'm going to tuck you into your bed, okay? And I'm tucking the energies back into you. That's how much you want to share. That's how much you want to give. That's how much you have, like, just coming out. It's beautiful stuff, too. It's very beautiful stuff, okay? I mean, I don't even think that does it justice. It's effective. It's beautiful. I'm very attracted to it. It's wonderful to feel. And it's effective. So you can impact people's lives very loudly, very easily. Think about it, okay? Share that. The world needs it. I need it. Share it. Okay. I get it in my timeless place. All right. Still working on. Okay, there's emotion to this. You don't want to hear what your energy field sounds like without your gift. So I'm just like, I'm timing out your gift, okay? Time out. I dropped the sound. Oh, there's secret stuff in here. I hear you drop a metal pipe, and I'm inside a wooden place. And there's a guy here who's like a tree spirit guy. And he's a bit of a smear, okay? Let's say the trees developed an infection and they started to kind of ooze out a sap that was black. He's kind of like an infection in the trees. But he's very neutral. It's almost like it was time, or this was intended. And you're one of these trees, but you're not putting up with it. You're not going to let this infection destroy you. You're going to overpower it. You're going to overcome it. But you're paralyzed by it. It literally would be no different than becoming a quadriplegic as a tree. It doesn't allow you to inhale or exhale. It doesn't allow you to give of your energy. It's suffocating. It will slowly eat you alive. But you're numb, so you don't really feel much of the pain. But you have a really strong desire to overcome this. But you can't. And I tell you, as this tree being, I mean, this is real stuff. This is real stuff. You have a real memory in your soul timeline as a tree that became part of a forest that was infected by some kind of illness. And there's a magic to it. You were a living being. And you're very strong-willed. And you weren't going to let this take you down. No way. You had a lot more strong will and you were influential to the other trees, but because you guys were becoming paralyzed, basically, there was nothing you could do. This being is incredibly neutral. It was time about it. You have not allowed yourself to accept that death. you still insist you're alive as that tree and you're still up against him and you will take him down, okay? The infection has a very male energy to it. And I tell you, it's over. It's been over for a while, except that you died. This twisted your soul up, a portion of your soul up, because your really eyes are turned dark and you're becoming hate again. And when your energy becomes like that, you have a cause and effect gift. And so when your energy is harmonious, you have a cause and effect gift. You heal things. When your energy is full of hate, you have a cause and effect gift. You destroy things. And you're very free in your emotions to be this way or that way. That's why there's a sense of innocence to it. But because you are aware that when you become the hate and express it, you create degradation, you don't care because you need to get it out. So then people just have to deal with it. I feel like that's a missed step where your soul could learn some things. But it seems like your soul does have awareness of it. At times, you don't care, okay? So you're still stuck in time facing this neutral poison, and you are full of hate now instead of ambition to conquer this. You were conquered by it. You will not accept it. Now you are full of hate. What is your cause and effect? Are you going to become the poison now? Is it you that becomes the poison now? Okay, let's see. You suddenly are like, wait, what? So he poisons the trees. I become one of the poisoned trees. I don't accept that. You literally are telling me it like this, okay? You say, I don't accept that. I am determined to not be consumed by it. I don't accept that I did become consumed by it, which that delay in acceptance caused me to become the poison that killed me in the first place. I said, man, you said it right there. Yet you became the poison that killed you in the first place. Difference is, he was neutral. You aren't. You're crafty. You've got an energy craft going on here. You're a cause and effect. You say, oh, but I enjoy this. I enjoy this, though. I enjoy it. I like it. Okay, so now you can go poison a whole forest, right? You're like, You say many things. One is like, if I like it, then it's good. Then it's good. Wait, then I'll kill all those trees that I was one of those trees. Then I'm no different than the thing that ended up consuming me. But I like this. I like this. Do you hear the innocence and the energy? There's like a babiness about it. It's very like childlike. It's very free to feel. Oh, I feel angry, but I like it. Oh, I feel like I love you. Oh, I want to share all this energy with you. And I never want to stop. No, I don't want it to go away, please. Oh, I don't like the way my energy field sounds. It's very cute, okay? It's very, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's very, like, straightforward. It's nice in a way. But it's kind of cute, the thought processes here. Okay, let's see. You say, oh, so I need to grow up. I need to grow up. I say, what do you mean by that? I want you to define what grow up means to you. Oh yeah, you have unresolved soul stuff here. And these unresolved soul stuffs, they are attracted to the pleasure of it. it's a very specific thread of expression. Hate is a combination of, I mean, if you let it, it can be a good feeling, you know? It can be a good feeling. When you let it and you just give into it and you unleash it, for some weird reason, you guys know what hate feels like versus anger. Hate, odd enough, has a weird, it can be pleasurable, okay? At the soul level, it can be addictive. Some people become addicted to anger, and they can start to fuel the fire with other essential components like hate. Is it really hate? Maybe you're actually happy. Maybe it's time you learn how to be happy. And there's joy in that too. There's pleasure in that too. So you have to eventually turn off that fire and experience a different kind of flow. But it's almost like, oh, you're talking to me about what growing up means. Is that's how you introduced it. I didn't realize I was channeling your answer there. But you're showing me soul parts that are attracted to hate, and that you're growing up is balancing those energies where you could have it almost becomes a pleasurable addiction, as joyful as what we would call being happy, loving another person wholeheartedly, you know, receiving and giving of the gift of one's soul. Like, it feels good, right? Hate can feel good. So she, which is a part of yourself, you have aspects of your soul that are still enjoying the pleasure of that energy, that feeling of hate, okay? So she's saying growing up is bringing harmonious balance to this. And I'm wondering what timeline of you I'm here to resolve, because this is as loud and as present as though this is your faction of your soul. This is you. But I'm not convinced this is the only timeline that, I mean, this acts like this is the loudest, most present timeline that you have going on. And I'm trying to access other timelines, but really the loudest, it is magical, okay? It is very magical. It's very tuned into the way emotions feel, and being that emotion and creating with that emotion and not judging yourself at all. That's where the innocence comes from. Just being that emotion and just not reflecting on it. You're just being it, you know? But growing up is reflecting, is asking the questions. How is my enjoyment with this hatred creating joy outside myself? Then the joy that is outside myself can be also impacting myself as I exist as others. That is a grown-up way of thinking. And then bringing that awareness back and choosing a different path, because it's like Jesus says, treat others the way you would want to be treated, right? This is what I'm here to work on. You want to work on it too, but you don't like letting go of the, I'm telling you, there's something purely innocent and freeing about the way that you experience emotions in your, this is you. This is overlaying your human self here. You're more a magical being than a human being. It's so loud what I'm walking into. It's very hard to get grounded into the practical human world. That's why that's the next challenge, is I'm looking at, like, this isn't your only timeline overlaying this life here in the present, but it's the only one I can access right now. Why is that? I need to access the practical human world, and it's like I'm looking for it. But you see, your energy gets so loud, I have to tuck it back in. Get back in there now. I gotta close the jar. Get over there so I can hear what other parts of your dynamic. But my guides say, let's just focus on this right now. Like, this is important that I focus on the aspects of you that freely found another path of self-expression, and it felt good. It feels to me like unleashing hatred. I'm showing you what do you want to do as this tree? You want to acknowledge you died. You show me I'm not dead yet. Nobody kills me. I say stop. Stop. Because what you're doing is choosing to time out time, leave this timeline until you learn magic in order to come back and deal with the poison, which is to return to a part of that timeline as the tree to eradicate the event so it never happened. But what you're missing out on is the learning of loss, the learning of experiencing that everybody died from an event. But you choosing to say I'm not powerless and anything else is powerless to me. It's cool. It's an incredible approach. I would like more people to be that way. But at the same time, you get lost in that one too. You can get lost in that one as well. Now you're the only thing in the universe that is the God of all things, and no one messes with you. And if they do, well, you're just going to time out, go live whatever lifetimes you need, learn those skills, come back and teach that soul a lesson. So I feel, again, it's incredible. I think there's many people could learn to even come an inch close to that attitude. People could move mountains here on earth with just an inch of that attitude. But because that attitude is on the same spectrum as I don't care who I hurt, I like being full of hate, and I like conjuring the storm even if it kills 1,000 people and breaks down an entire forest. But how dare you come and you even think that you can poison me and my tree friends? Oh no. Oh no, you don't. I'm the master. You're just a little peon. You're just a stupid thing, So again, I love the free spirit side. It's very unique. I don't come across this very often by any means. It's very one of a kind. But it's I'm going to listen a little bit more. And see, I'm just going to ask the guides, I will say it's admirable. It's pretty cool, to be honest, but it's missing it's the growing up part, It's the growing up part and allowing nature to run its course instead of you being the only one in the whole universe. Your nature, we're all bound to your nature. It's not, it's missing a beat there, A lot of energy. Wow. It's that feeling again. Like when I started reading your goals, it was just like, it's very, I feel like I instantly become so relaxed. I don't have the muscle. I feel so relaxed. It's just instantaneously relaxed. It's really nice, actually. Boy, if you could overlay this over people who have insomnia, anybody could fall asleep. You could help anybody fall asleep at night. With that energy, you could quickly pass someone out. You're thinking about what you can do to help others. And you're thinking about, this concept of, is it selfish? My desire is selfish if they're my desires. I have a right to my desires and to follow through with them however I wish. Why would I ever change that? But then you think about, like, let's talk to the neutral. Let's talk to the neutral guy for a bit. You don't want to. There we go. There's a part of your weakness right there. You don't want to talk to him. Why? Because you hate him. I say, vibrationally, you don't hate him anymore. You're contemplating many things and it's changing the way that you feel and are expressing your emotions. You don't hate him. You don't want to talk to him either. You don't want to call him friend. You don't want to even give him words. Listen to anything he has to say. That right there is, again, a reflection of something that needs to be worked on. You're kind of like, well, what would he ever have to say to me? I already know. I already know what he stands for. Okay. Now, what else do you know? That you know. You didn't even have an exchange. It's just your world. Why don't you have an exchange? Why don't you challenge yourself to have an exchange? Your mind goes to, yes, I'll have an exchange. And you start to pick apart his energy. You pinch it and little pieces of his energy apart, and you start to torture his soul. And the thing is, he's a neutral, so you can't torture him. He has no qualms about anything. He's a neutral. It's probably why he's a neutral. He isn't choose to be one way or another about you. You want him to feel pain, he won't. Because he's neutral. All you're doing is hurting yourself. Because you're putting your energy into hurting somebody who won't ever be hurt by you. Why are you doing that? Is it going to make you feel better? Going to make you feel stronger? You're living in your own self-imprisonment. You're wasting time. Could be healing people in some other life. Why are you so attached to this one with the trees? You don't want to talk about your shortcomings. You don't want to talk about what you couldn't do. You always want to be the best. You always want to be the one that did it. You want to be the God. The one that outsmarted and conquered every single one thing, idea, emotion, whatever. You're the awesome one. If only we could all be so awesome. I see infinite time, and you're just trapped in a world where you never stop picking the soul apart, and you're determined to get through. Even if it takes 10,000 cycles of eternity, you will make this neutral feel. And all it's doing is corrupting you. All it's doing is, I see the neutral is your match in a way. And you're becoming suffocated, and you're drying up, and you're turning white. And you're becoming sick, but you don't acknowledge it. You will never stop until this neutral feels. But you're the one dying, not the neutral. You're the one hurting yourself. Nobody bests you. Nobody's better than you. One thing that you don't realize, that by dedicating so many eternities to trying to get this neutral to feel, where you're still trapped in the tree, where you timed everything out so you could return and then heal this infection and save the forest, you don't realize what you've done. You don't realize what you've done to yourself. everybody else moved on. I mean, this is leagues of time ago. Like, everybody else moved on and you didn't. That's why this timeline is still so loud, because to me it feels like it was a long time ago, but it doesn't act like it. The reason why it doesn't act like it is because you have brought, I don't know how many cycles of eternity is still connected to that old life, because you're still determined to stop that infection. I mean, it's eating your soul alive. So your Morgellons disease is more so at this time. There's a parallel between your soul's attachment to a lifetime, a surreal lifetime as a tree, and the caliber that you brought to the table, and you're very innocent in your way you connect with emotions, and you express them very loudly, purely. Your determination is unbreakable. You will be forever, cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle of eternity. Nobody conquers you. You will take this neutral down if it's the last thing you do, and it will never be the last thing you do, because you will do it. You still haven't done it. And it's overlaying now your life today. And it's insanely a long time. We need to close this book and put it all to rest. But it's actually kind of unique and special that you're bringing so much of this old eternity to the table here in the present, because maybe this neutral is not only teaching your soul to let it go, die with the rest of them. Is that hurting your pride? But the neutral is giving you and all of us the gift of you reclaiming what would be a fresh but extremely ancient reflection of your own soul into this present Earth Day. Kind of cool, to be honest. I don't want to know the insane energetic reality of what that actually looks like, but we need to go look at it. No wonder you didn't want to hear the sound. You don't want to stop, even no matter what. You don't want to ever stop. We're going to see it for what it really is. I don't know if we can ever conceive of what it actually looks like. I see spirals of time revolving around you, and you've gone pure white as a sheet. And it's not light. You don't glow with light. You're just white. You're just white. You're a white soul. Believe it or not, souls glow. But when you find a white soul, very unusual, but they can go white when they get really twisted up. And so you can be black, like a dark energy being, you can go dark, okay? But when you go white, you really jacked up, all right? So what's more jacked up than going dark? Going white. All right. There's, oh gosh. It's exhausting. There's a neutral left a long time ago. You went kind of, you went insane, basically. It's unfathomable time here. You've sprouted insect-like selves that talk to themselves, and there's thousands of them, and they're basically like termites in a tree, and they try to eat the tree. The wood won't be consumed, and you don't want to ever let the tree that you were die. So you are trying to eat the tree that you once were, that you can never die. Parts of yourself are trying to consume the tree so you will stop, but you won't. This is just completely, I mean, it's incredible ambition. It's like incredible determination, but it's gone south, okay? I'm going to time you out so there's no more breath in here. and you crack like porcelain just shattered to the ground. You crack, and out comes like a very, very long stream of dark, twisted up energy. And the dark is starting to consume the spiral, which is the timeline, okay? Ah, dang. So this is what we're gonna do. Don't worry about this, okay? So like, this is really gonna introduce you to what souls are, okay? Now that we cracked it, you're still attached, but you're not allowed. I mean, you're not allowed. Let's just say this was 10 cycles of eternity ago that you're still bringing into the present day. Now, this is finally stopping. You have to reconcile all those cycles of eternity and what you did to yourself. Believe it or not, now you're going to have to live multiple cycles of eternity working through what you did. Don't let that worry you by any means. You know how many parts of your soul there are? You know how many cycles of eternity? Like, it just, like, it's probably overwhelming to think about, but I mean, I've already been there, done that, so I'm over it. Like, don't worry about it. It's not, it's reality. It's the reality of things. But it's nothing to be concerned about, other than it's just more learning experiences like everybody else. We'll be learning forever. So there's like 3 specific timelines that this dark stream is circulating through. And I see there's multitudes of angels here that pull their like scrolls, excuse me, they're like scrolls of your stories are starting to be written from those 3 timelines. So, and this is actually old stuff, so it's already happened. All right, so the scrolls are being written. It's like an old printer. You know how they used to go. It's like very old printer. Anyway, those scrolls are being written. It's funny. And now that that's happening, your energy is going back into your heart and you're breathing. And you're saying, who the F am I? That was funny. The way you said it was really good. You're like, your eyes get really big and you look around and you're like, whoa, who the F am I? It was really funny. It made sense. It's like if you pull back really far on a, what are those? Slingshot. Now imagine the power of that right into your heart, slammed in there. Like, holy crap. Like, it was hardcore. It was like busting through planets hardcore. Hardcore energy just powered right into your heart. And that is reconciled. The tree, the neutral, the 3 timelines of lives, the new scrolls that are finally in your Akashic records, the energy of reconciliation returned to you, you now getting caught up with the present timeline, which feels a lot more like Earth, a lot more practical and boring. It feels right. Feels natural. This is a really good stopping point. Oh man, is that ever phenomenal and fun? Okay, it just proves that it doesn't matter what your condition is that you're working through, whether it's Morgellons or it's ALS or cancer or depression or schizophrenia. I mean, we all literally have a story, an influential story about why our souls guided into those experiences. This is a big step 1 in reconciling your relationship with Morgellons. And the first step is reconciling a very ancient old timeline and catching you back up with yourself. You feel a lot more grown up than what I stepped into originally. So let's just see how this vibrates through your energy field, and then well, then we'll see what comes next, right? Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for sharing with others. I really value the experience, and really unique, really dynamic. Like, man, you never know what you're going to get. You really don't. Thank you again. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a wonderful day.